Hello, my name is Matthew Arana, and today with me is Levi Habiger, and I will be speaking on the topic of the failing infrastructure of the United States. Imagine you're driving across a bridge, and all of a sudden it collapses and your car goes into the river below. America's deteriorating infrastructure is of the utmost importance to fix and repair, because without infrastructure, there is no United States. But as important as these are, they are superficial parts of infrastructure. The roads and bridges, dams and levees are all part of the superficial. For instance, there's 160,000 bridges that have been deemed unsafe or in need of massive repair. One of these bridges is the Tappan Bridge. It has been quoted as very shaky, and from John Oliver and most of his staff from last week tonight, as a hold your breath bridge while you cross. It was built on wood foundations into the river that were untreated, so now they are deteriorating, and there's a wood-eating worm infestation that also threatens the bridge. Also, at the same time, large portions of the bridge will be seen falling to where you can see into the river from the bridge on the tarmac on top. Going on to levees. Levees haven't really had anything in the United States budget up until 2008 with the Hurricane Katrina, after the levees broke, causing massive damage in the city of New Orleans. The United States government decided to take action and start recording all the levees and dams and their condition. So far, the United States has recorded 177 levees, but is still adding every day. Levees are usually made out of silt and sand, compressed to where the water can come through and the levee can breathe, but it will also be a strong surface not to let water through. Finally, on to dams. Dams are the backbone of America. It is something that in the 50s and 60s the United States was obsessed with commercials airing all the time for new, bigger, and better dams, including even the Hoover Dam. But the dam I'm going to talk about is one of the most deteriorating dams, and it's the Wolf Creek Dam. If this dam were to give way, it would destroy 300 miles of commercial, private, and agricultural property. If it were to go, it would reach all the way to the headwaters it would reach all the way to the Gulf with its destruction. Finally, I just want to touch on some other things that are not superficial, such as the water and sanitation. Water and sanitation aren't very talked about unless there is a problem like a water main burst. But here, without these, our major cities wouldn't exist nowadays. With the water part, there's an aqueduct that brings water to New York from 80 miles away. This aqueduct has a major problem with it to where it was hastily made and has no way to be maintained because it's underground. But these two giant cracks are near a town, and every time it floods the town every day with water. If it goes unchecked and unrepaired, it will burst and flood the surrounding area, but most importantly, it will leave one of the biggest cities in the world without drinking water, which will lead to disaster. Finally, sanitation. Sanitation is a very important part of general health everywhere, and improper treatment of sanitation can lead to waterborne diseases such as E. coli. A city in particular I want to bring out is the city of St. Louis, which has a conjoined water system and sanitation system to where rainwater that goes through storm drains connects with sewage water in the underground to where it mixes together. Sometimes when there's overflow, it won't go to the water treatment plant or the sewage treatment plant, and it will just get pushed out into the Mississippi. From there, it will cultivate into very deadly diseases and then get into the drinking supply. This is not okay because having E. coli in the drinking supply is a death sentence for some and just bad all around. And last but not least, the electrical grid is something that hasn't been around forever, but came around in the 50s and 60s. It was not designed to carry the electrical load that it does nowadays and is nearing its breaking point. But there are solutions to this, such as the gas tax being reinstated and eco-friendly structures being built. The whole infrastructure as a whole has a D grade. That's not very good according to the Civil Engineers Society. Statistics gathered by Forbes, on the other hand, have stated that for $2.2 trillion, we could fix this problem. But in conclusion, none of this will get fixed unless we do something about it right now and make a permanent solution for the future. Thank you.